grave. That's what I'm gonna make you do. You're doing a stand at her grave. And she just is like, oh, let me possess your spirit, Kenzie. I love it.
WhoHaha presents Crafting Jokes with Onicia Muller, a show where comedians fangirl over other comedians while hastily completing craft projects. Today's special guest is Kenzie Rowland! Yay!
Hi friends, it's Onicia, writer and comedian, and today I am a fangirl and a painter. I have a special friend with me, Kenzie Rowland. She's a very funny comedian who hosts, an insightful podcast that will save you a lot of money. It's called Therapy Would Be Cheaper, and it's where different artists or people who have realized that, yo girl, that local thing you're doing, go to therapy, boo. Please. Get some help.
Okay. So I'm Kenzie Rowland. I'm an actress, comedian, writer, and producer, and podcast host. As Onicia just said, she's going to be a guest on one of my episodes, Therapy Would Be Cheaper Season 3. That's going to be coming out in a few weeks. And if you haven't already, follow along at Therapy Would Be Cheaper on all platforms, and then at Kenzie Rowland on all platforms to keep in touch and catch Onicia's episode. Today, my favorite comedian is Lucille Balle. So she is obviously no longer with us, so I don't know how hard I want to manifest this.
Love Cara Burnett. Lots of great sketches.
Yeah.
But I really want to see a graveyard scene of you doing a tight five for Lucille. Be like,
Tight five.
Right, tight five. Mm-hmm.
Done. Challenge accepted. I call her Lucy, Lucille. Only her good friends call her Lucille. I first discovered Lucy, specifically I Love Lucy. I was a toddler. My grandmother always watched her in the morning. Like, that was the show I remember. Anytime I spent the night at my grandparents' house, that was the show that was playing. And my grandmother loved it. And I would sit there like in her bed with her and like watch I Love Lucy, or, watch it while I ate breakfast or whatever. And that was kind of like my Saturday morning cartoons as a kid. So I felt,
interesting.
Yeah.
Lucy came on, you associate Lucy with daytime, and I associate her with nighttime. I wonder.
Nick at Night, right. Yeah, Nick at Night, TV Land, all that good stuff. Yeah, I mean, I did stay up late and watch those, but it's funny. I associate the Carol Burnett show with nighttime because that's when I would watch it, like all the reruns, like late at night.
Yeah.
But yeah, I associate I Love Lucy with morning. And I don't know, I just remember thinking as a child, she was so funny. And I grew up in South Georgia and I did not fit in. I was very weird on the black sheep of the family. I have a podcast. I don't know if that would tell you enough about my childhood trauma, but I watched her on TV and she was so unafraid to take up space. And that was really, really powerful for a young me to see, because I was very afraid to take up space, even though I had this like longing to be funny or be more of myself. And so in that way, that's kind of where that emotional connection came from with me that I was talking about earlier, was this kind of like longing to be that goofy person in a room, because to me being goofy was being really confident. And that meant a lot to me growing up. So that's kind of how I got introduced to her. Then as I got older in 2018, I went through a very hard time. I wasn't diagnosed with OCD yet, but that's what was happening to me. And I couldn't find the mental health care that I needed. So that's one of the reasons I have Therapy Would Be Cheaper. And
if you build it, the crazies will come. Exactly. And only a fellow crazy.
And in 2018, I rediscovered I Love Lucy again. Amazon had the best of, and I dove head fucking first in. Yeah, I was like, I got to get out of my head. I can't do this. And I really dove into I Love Lucy, and I watched every single episode front to back of that whole show. And I watched it, not passively watched it. I was like fully in it. And I was like, wow, I didn't know how funny this still was. You know, as a kid, you kind of remember it's funny, you watch it here and there after that, but you don't ever really like pay attention, especially once you're older. And like I was getting
And nostalgia does not always repay like that.
It does not. Have you guys watched The Big Comfy Couch as adults? That was a weird fucking show.
Think about her, that trailblazer, okay? Okay.
Trailblazer, but I went back and watched it and I was like, this is nightmare fuel. This is scary. Anyway.
So Kellye Howard is a Chicago-based comedian. She's done The Laugh Factory, Nick Mom.
Let's do her. I don't know who she is and I want to learn. Come on, Ellie Wong. I know who she is. She's
okay. I can tell you. So Kellye Howard is married to an Asian guy. And I like to joke that my second husband is going to be an Asian kind. I just feel like the Asian men, I have a friend who's married to a Filipino man, and I'm like, he is so respectful. I need that in my life. And I've made this joke so much. My friend Erica says, that's your blog. You need to just do a blog with thirst traps of Asian men. Be like, my second husband is an Asian kind.
Love that for you.
Kellye, there's a long line of Asian men, and Kelly's like, this is where it's at. Okay, that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying.
Yeah, like pick your, what is that, like the old dating show where they like behind the screen, you know, where they'd be like, guess number one.
Yes.
You're going on a first date. Where would you take her?
I'm so stressed out because I told myself, don't try. And now I'm like, well, now I got pre-sketch. This is very important. I need to pre-sketch it.
Listen, you're like the artist over here. You're like submitting things to American greeting cards. I have like a pen and a notepad, and I'm just like hoping for the best here. Page.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. So you said that goofy equal confidence, and that resonated with me. Keep drawing. Don't be distracted. Or maybe the goal of this interview is to distract the other person from manifesting. Obviously, in 5 years, you're gonna go back and be like, it was 2020. This was it. This was it.
This was the move. Okay, all right, here we go. I gotta okay, yeah, goofy equaled confidence.
Goofy equals confidence. That
and it still does. It still does. I actually very recently was struggling with my comedy and my acting. I was getting in my head a lot. I didn't really feel like I was performing as well as I know I can. And I was talking to I call her my comedy wife. And I was talking about how I felt like I really wanted to be goofy, but I just couldn't. And she said to me the most profound thing. She was like, I want for you to feel safe enough to be goofy. And I was like, holy shit. That is exactly how I was feeling. And I was like, I don't feel like I can take up space. I still feel like that weird little kid, so it doesn't feel safe to be goofy. And to me, again, it's brave to, put yourself
in those. So, she's gonna wear a crop top, yes, because that is how you get men.
You get men.
I don't like crop tops, but Asian men do. That's how it goes.
I put so much work. I tried really hard to make Lucille Ball look okay, and I myself in this sketch. Did you ever watch Coraline, the Tim Burton?
Oh, with the
yeah, that's what I look like. I look like that weird button.
If I was falling in love with my future Asian husband,
yeah,
would he want me to have straight hair or curly hair?
You'd want whatever hair you want because he's your dream man. I just dropped my pen. We're on the timer. I'm so stupid.
You right.
You are a mature, sophisticated, weathered woman. This is your second husband. You are living dreams. Okay, you are living your best life. This man is there for you. You are not here for him. This is your second time around. The subject matter I joke about the most is mental health. So probably that. Who knows? Well, I mean, Carol Burnett's just so open about how her you know, both of her parents were alcoholics. And so she lived with their grandma. You know how at the end of every show she'd like pull on her ear?
Yes.
That's for her grandma who raised her because her parents were alcoholics. So there was crossover there where she would talk about that, and just being, you know, in the era of the 70s where like therapy was more of a topic. You know, they had sketches about mental health that were definitely not, you know, completely kosher for today's standards, but like, hey, they were doing it in the 70s. Kudos to them.
Yeah.
They were trying.
Okay. Reveal on 3. Are you ready?
No, but 1,
2,
3.
Okay. Is this your boobs? What is going on?
Hey, here's what happened. This is my deranged ladybug thing happening here. I was trying to draw a blazer. It did not work. My eyes do indeed look like the Coraline button eyes, and I was trying to draw a microphone because you said tight 5, but it looks more like a little lollipop. And for Miss Lucille over here, I did attempt to give her polka dots, and I would like points for that. I gave her a polka dot dress and an apron. I tried, and I drew these little squigglies to make her look like ethereal because she's dead. I'm just really sorry for ruining her show.
No, this is exactly. What is this going on? What's that?
This is the moon. It looks like it's gonna eat me though, in particular. It looks like the giant like claw and the toy things. But that's fine. A for effort.
Okay. Saggy kitty blazer, yes. Okay, I love it. I give you, you know, Lucille is wearing polka dots.
She's
and
trying.
an apron, like all the icon markers are out there.
She's trying.
The eyebrows.
Yeah, and the lips, the heavily drawn on lips, they're there.
I will say though, her expression is very, bless your heart, you woke me up for this.
I told you my comedy is not worthy for her. It's not.
So I just stole your outfit. I was like, this will bring all the Asian men to the yard. And I've done it here, right? So Kellye is, her locks are doing a thing.
Yes.
And she's very fashionable. She has this
Very
awesome
cute.
And then I was like, today's not a good day to get canceled, so I'm not drawing any Asian faces. Not doing it, not gonna play myself. Booyah, internet, 1 me, 0 you. Yeah. So, and then, yeah. I think this is what is the shade? For all you makeup out there, my Asian king is wearing Sandy Tan by Crayola. That's what's happening. And yeah. And I want you to know that I'm very excited about meeting you guys, even though, like, you know, my face is kind of like, I'm just so shocked.
Your eyebrows are intense and your lips are intense, but I think that that's a makeup choice. Am I correct?
Yes. And I'm just very excited that 3 men want to date me.
Not 1, not 2, 3.
And they're all Kellye approved.
That's important. I don't even know Kellye personally, but I would want her to approve my potential second husband that we have now officially decided I will have.
So, Kenzie, what would you like to say to wrap up this fun moment of crafting jokes? This is what I'm going to call it, crafting jokes. First in a series.
Crafting jokes. I love it. I'm so honored I was the first one. I had a lot of fun. I don't think my Lucille Ball character had a lot of fun, though.
I think, you know, like, jokes aside, I think she's great. She looks like Lucille Ball. All the markers are there. Eyebrows, lips, apron, head thingy. What do you call this? Bangs?
The little bang, like the little bangs. It was a poodle haircut. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying really hard, but I had a
All
lot
it
of
was
fun.
missing is color. If you had one color, red,
Yeah.
and second color, baby blue,
Yeah. Would have
knocked
been
it out. All right, internet friends, thank you so much for joining us. Follow Kenzie on all the platforms as at Kenzie Rowland, or therapy would be cheaper. That's your whole Instagram handle is therapy would be cheaper.
Yep, at Therapy Would Be Cheaper is the podcast, and then my own personal handle is at Kenzie Rowland.
Yeah. And if you would like to find more funny women in comedy, WhoHaha.com, baby.
WhoHaha.com. My podcast is on WhoHaha.com. That's where me and Onicia met. Head on over, get the app.
Yeah, get into the know. Bye.
Bye.
I'm not a cutesy Instagram person, so you're not gonna come here to find like eyebrows on fleek or like, contour for the gods. The only contouring I got going on right here, right now is my mustache. If you actually know me in real life and you watch this video and you don't click like just because you know me and you're glad I alive, you're dirty. You're no good, you're dirty. Just click like, man. Like, it's totally anonymous. Like, nobody in the world going to know that you actually like this video. Don't be stingy. Just click like.
Guess who? Solo Queen. Sigma Defense. Big Blacks.